those 2 games he started for Lawrence, everybody was thinking, oh, we got another
Yeah.
Lawrence, and then all of a sudden it just wasn't quite him.
Yeah. Well, there's a variety of reasons, but one being, hey, he wasn't the starter whenever he took over for Trevor because of those 2 games. Trevor, I think, had COVID those 2 weeks, and so there wasn't that pressure. He was the backup guy, that came in and could be the hero. So he didn't have that pressure for however long before the season of being known as the starter and now having to follow Trevor Lawrence and all those things. So he had to battle through some of those things. And, I think, like I said, in the end, he just learned a lot of lessons and got better and better.
You mentioned how the competition is pushed by the guys coming in. What about the leadership skills? Guys like Shipley coming in last year, freshman, inserts himself as a team leader.
Yep.
Kate's got that natural leadership ability as well.
Yep.
Does that push PJ to be a better leader?
Absolutely, 100%. And you named him. Will Shipley's been an incredible leader for this team. When he first got here, we knew that was going to happen. I mean, he is very demanding and holds guys accountable, and that's what you want. That's what you want. You want guys that can really, really hold the team accountable. So the coaches aren't always having to do that. And so Shipley's definitely one of those guys. And I could name a bunch of them, but he's definitely the leader of the pack.
Expanding upon these running backs, how much of a benefit is it to have a stable of horses that you can throw?
Yeah, it's unbelievable. I mean, we're as deep at that position since I've been here. I mean, this is as good of a group as I've seen since I've been here for the last 7 or 8 years, and as a whole collective unit. You got Will Shipley, who we saw, what he can do last year, and just the toughness that he brings to the table. He's super smart. He learns it fast. He can absorb it, and he can do everything from catching the ball out of the backfield to running inside the tackles, running outside the tackles. He's just a guy that has a lot of grit, and guys rally around him a lot. And then Kobe Pace and Phil Maffa have proven themselves last year as well to do a lot of good things. And so just for me, being super confident in all three of those guys, we're excited about the future because they're going to help us a ton this year.
Christian was saying terminology-wise, install-wise, some things had to be changed with some, Clemson family, ex-Clemson family now kind of moving on to places. What was that process like and kind of doing the install this spring?
Yeah, as an offensive staff, we just had to do a good job of picking and choosing what we wanted to keep in the offense and what we wanted to change in the offense and what we wanted to tweak in the offense. And there's a lot of those changes that went about throughout the spring, and terminology is one of them. I mean, we needed to change our terminology and be able to start fresh. I think that's good for our players to start fresh after a while. And so, obviously we sold that to our players, and they did a great job of absorbing everything this spring and continue it on throughout the summer. And so it was a really good process, and it went smooth. And I'll tell you, when you really challenge guys to, absorb some stuff, they did a great job of really just taking one day at a time and getting better with it. And so I think by the time we get to preseason camp, it's going to be even more cleaner, and these guys are going to be even more comfortable going out there.
And I know y'all can't be out there during the summer, but just with some of the feedback you've heard on Cade and Antonio.
Yeah, I mean, the guys are saying that everybody's working hard. I mean, number one, they're putting in the extra work, and that's really, really good to hear. Doesn't surprise us because that's who our team was all last year as well. They never stopped working, and so everybody's saying that the summer's going awesome, and they're working hard, and I really believe all those new guys that you mentioned are doing great just for that reason of being able to be here for Cade, being able to be here for the spring, and then going through it again this summer is helping him just having more and more confidence. And Antonio Williams is doing great out there too, and just kind of he's trying to soak it all in as well. So, I mean, that's just to name a few, but it seems to be going very, very well right now.
Brandon, is it any different being the guy in charge than part of this? Than part of the staff?
Yeah, I mean, you definitely have more responsibilities, and you have more things that you got to think about and prepare. Just coming in every day, just having a plan, not just going in and kind of waiting to hear and see what the plan is. it's, hey, you're in charge of the plan. So yeah, there's definitely more responsibilities, but I love those responsibilities. I love having the opportunity to, be organized and having a good plan for the day, and just making sure myself and our guys and our team take one day at a time and just do the best we possibly can one day at a time.
Is there going to be some streeter flair to this offense, perhaps, we haven't seen?
Yeah, I think whether it's the Clemson offense, but yeah, we're putting our minds together, and all of us in that room have done a great job of gelling together and putting a lot of different ideas on the table and, really hashing them out. And that's part of the process of having a new staff and just getting on the same page. And hey, what do we have? What type of players do we have? Who do we need to get the ball to? And then let's make it simple for them and make sure that they go have a good time.
It seems crazy because a couple of years ago, there was a certain group, a veteran group of offensive coaches in that room, and now all of a sudden you look around, and it's guys you've worked with before,
Yeah.
but it's still guys all in new roles.
Yeah, no doubt. There's a lot of new roles in that room, and to be honest, that makes it exciting. It really does, and it brings fresh and new ideas and new thoughts, and every single one of those guys in that room, whether it's the full-time staff or the support staff, are unbelievable high character guys that are going to influence our players each and every day in a positive way. And then number two, they're really smart guys. And so when you get that combination, it makes it a lot of fun.
Kind of along those same lines, what does Coach Richardson bring not only to the field, but also in game planning as the veteran?
Yeah, he's got a ton of experience. He's got a lot of experience at the college level and obviously successful at the high school level. So he's kind of gone for full circle and has a ton of experience that he can bring to the table with new ideas, fresh ideas, things that fit the offense that we want to be, and things that he's done in the past that can kind of piece together. And so he's done an awesome job. Just excited about him being a part of this thing.
Body type-wise, Dabo kind of drew parallels between when Deshaun arrived and Cade kind of said maybe they were upper 180s. Coach to get around 200 to start the game.
Yeah, Cade has done a good job. I think he was around 179 when he first got here, and he's somewhere in the mid to upper 180s right now. So he's put on some really good, solid weight. But like you said, it did, from what I understand, when Deshaun got here, I wasn't here for his freshman year, but it was very similar. He was in the 170s as well, and so similar body types for sure.
I think you said the spring footwork. I think kind of
Yeah.
one of the main things for a quarterback starting out.
That's
one
it.
of the main things.
That's one of the things we talked about in our exit meeting is, hey, whenever you know where everybody is and where they're going immediately, then you can start cleaning up some of your footwork and you can kind of hone in on that. But that first spring, you're trying to figure it all out, and usually your footwork's a little bit sloppy. So that's something that he went and got detailed on this summer, and he's assured me that he's definitely improved in that area. And I can remember like it was yesterday. It was the same thing with DJ, same thing with Trevor, same thing. All the guys go through that same process, and so it's just about, hey, having that confidence and knowing where everybody is, and then transitioning to, hey, that footwork, the little details of the footwork are very important.
Wide receiver cores and tight ends towards the end of the season obviously affected your game plan and how you guys were able to impact your game. What's it going to be like to have those guys back in full force this year? And what are some of the things that you guys might have picked up last year as far as maybe maintaining their health? That something that
Yeah.
you were doing, what was going on?
Yeah, we just had some tough luck last year, injury-wise. That's what it was. I know our strength staff and our training staff have looked into it many different ways and have tweaked things here and there. But hey, I'm so excited about, a healthy team. Starting out this preseason, we're going to have everybody healthy, pretty much except for maybe Adam Randall right now. And so we're really, really excited about those guys being healthy and having a full room ready to go. And that's something we hadn't had in a little while. Even in the spring, we had a lot of guys missing, And so, and I think one of the lessons that we learned last year, one of the lessons the players have learned especially is, man, they got to be able to learn multiple positions You know, it's very important to understand what the other guy's doing at receiver because you never know what can happen. And it's that next man up mentality for sure, but also what else do you know at other positions? Because it just makes you more valuable whenever you can learn multiple positions. Same thing with the offensive line. You know, the more positions they know, the more valuable they're going to be. And so, but just going into camp, man, full steam ahead, excited about the health of our team.
Two guys last year that got injured. First Stellato,
Yep.
and also Phil Taylor.
Yeah, just excited about both of those guys. I mean, those are two dynamic football players. You know, Will Taylor obviously finished the baseball season and played the last, 15 games or something, and recovered very quickly, and he's full speed, full go. I mean, he's electric with the ball in his hands. And so, and what an unbelievable kid. He's a perfect example of, man, he came into my room and met with us most of the year last year as a quarterback, and then now he's transitioning more to receiver and just being an unselfish player and just excited about his knowledge of the game, where he is, and his electric game-playing ability. And then who else did you mention? Stellato, yeah, he had a really good spring, and then he tweaked his hamstring a little bit in the spring. So I think the big thing for him is just to stay healthy, you know, because he had a really good, I think he was there the majority of the time in the spring, but still tweaked it and missed a handful of practices. And so the big thing for him, again, is that consistency, staying healthy. But he's an electric guy, too. He